Good morning. Thank you for attending our service this morning. We'll be commemorating our 49th memorial service for the late Rev Haruko Takahashi, founding minister of the Konko Mission of Wahiawa, and our regular monthly memorial service as well. So please join us in prayer.
Thank you.
Mediation prayer, page 2. Let us seek the secret mediation of Yami Konko Mission, sincerely and wholeheartedly each and every day. May we receive the mediation of you with all hearts and souls on this day of prayer. Yami Konko Mission Sama, Yami Konko Mission Sama, Yami Konko Mission Sama, Yami Konko Mission Sama. Verification prayer. Through the mediation, may our sincere apologies be acceptable to you, our divine. We acknowledge our mistakes, misunderstandings, arrogance, and ignorance of our divine fear. We apologize for all our shortcomings and ignorances from past generations. Guide us to amend our way of living to reflect your divine will, with a pure, joyful, and loving heart, always one with you. Counting prayer. Reverently we pray. The brilliance of heaven and the riches of earth, high grows galaxies, the earth has without end. In heaven and earth is the light that nurtures all. In heaven and earth is the truth that orders all. For this wondrous born, for these wondrous works, let us praise and teach Him. Let us praise the divine parent of the universe, having love and care for all humanity, all those who live between heaven and earth, to hear coming as a divine parent, to live on His infinite blessings, this is the way, yet many not know the way, but those hungry and selfishness, leads us to the cycle of misfortunes, greatest common sorrow. Our Father, Father, Konko Mission, suffered many trials in this world, but held by to faith and sincerity. We receive Kami with blessing, and began the life of mutual fulfillment of Kami and humanity. Unto we pray. The divine return wish was fulfilled. Konko Mission accepted the call to mediation. That is the mutual benefit of Kami and humanity. By it he taught the way of faith to all who sought him, extolling the blessings of heaven and earth, and he not the coming of earth, and heed not the coming of faith. Though years pass, the world changed, he had not wavered from his path, the divine task of mediation. Thus was given the sacred teaching, the guiding principle of our daily life, the divine fear of the healing, and blessings flowed universally, establishing the way of eternal prosperity, the way of mediation of the Konko Mission. By this wondrous organization, we are given knowledge of the way. Through all the hardships of this world, through pain of body and soul, the way of mediation teaches us eternal harmony to come. Without regard for day or night, whether we are near or far, the way of mediation teaches us to pray with total trust. For leading unaware of our people, we offer our sincere apologies and pledge to mend our ways. Let us give our faith every day, seeking and rejoicing in our divine favor. Let us care for those in need and invite them to the way. Let us guide those who are lost and bring them to life for purpose. Come, pledge fulfilling us, we are fulfilling come. May this way be our mutual fulfillment, manifested in this world. May come in spiritual peace, and the well-being of all people be fulfilled. So in humbly pray, so earnestly pray.
Read by your attention prayer.
Closing meditation message for the fortnight year annual service of the late Rev Haruko Takahashi in the Midama monthly service. The sacred predicate Konko line, life of Kenji Kainu Kami. On behalf of the Konko Mission of Wahiawa, Yasuhiro Yang, we want to say the following. Together here on this day, December 19, 2021, in observance of the 49th annual Juno service for the Founding Minister of Konko Mission of Wahiawa, the late Rev Haruko Takahashi, as well as the monthly Juno service for believers and friends who have ever been guided to this faith community and departed in the month of December. In memory and respect toward our wisdom spirit of the late Rev Haruko Takahashi, we sincerely ask that the studying of the righteous Midama spirit of Rev Haruko Takahashi will be advanced even to a higher degree and be able to enjoy to work as a righteous Midama no Kami for the Wahiawa Church, the entire Konko community in Hawaii, and the Takahashi families, and really people and the community at large through this service and through the continued operation of this church. We accept many offerings placed before you. Our sincere thoughts and prayers forwarded to you. Thank you again, Konko Minister, and the life of Kenji and Kami, for sending the Reverend Haruko Takahashi, the divine mediator of the local church in Wahiawa, to her dedicated service in the last 32 years of her life spent for the faith community in Washington. Many people have been guided, helped, and saved. And through this physical existence of the church and continued operation of the church, we have been able to enjoy God's lives as Konko believers. We acknowledge this local bright church in Wahiawa represent the actualization of Konko pure mind through which a divine parent of the universe when the founder Konko Daishin for the solemn mission of helping and saving people through the line of remediation. The Konko Mission of Konko Church of Roma. Our church congregation owes a great deal for this great founding minister for the establishment and continued operation of this church. We extend our deep appreciation and heartfelt gratitude to enable us to appreciate the operation of this church in the last 81 years, which expressed the 8 years of inevitable temporal closure of the church since the Rev Haruko Takahashi was taken into custody at the one-time relocation camp at Sun Island on December 14, 1941, and Honolulu due to the wake of the World War II of December 7, 1941, and the social turmoil followed thereafter. Through the divine guidance and arrangements, as well as the support of all people who have ever established confidence in this local church and help of eternal spirit, the Konko Mission of Wahiawa has come thus far. We sincerely ask our divine parent, get Konko life in each of eternal spirit, to continue to help and guide us in pursuit of the faith in actualization of the people's salvation through our progress of peace and the preservation of the Konko peace community in Hawaii. Get Konko lies on the right force, changing and cutting. Please help each one of us to foster our efforts in actualization of the main and endeavor missionary work of the late Rev Haruko Takahashi, who might have prayed and guided us to live the faith the Konko believed. Thus, live the Konko faith and enjoy blessing being exemplified by Rev Haruko Takahashi and all other Konko believers who are trying to emulate the founder Konko life in pursuit of the Konko peace. We especially send our prayer that family members and relatives and all other people who have ever been connected to this wondrous project, the Rev Haruko Takahashi, who get engaged in the practice of the faith in response to the earnest endeavor of the Rev Haruko Takahashi to establish absolute belief in identity and income of the divine universe and her lifelong dedication to her missionary work. As the minister of Konko Mission of Wahiawa, I feel humbled to be of service in such field of dedicated founding minister for the operation of the church with the support of my wife, Piano, and the whole family members, the child congregation, and any other people. We have been grateful for the 81st anniversary of our church. Again, Konko lines. Therefore, please help us as your agent, like the Rev Haruko Takahashi, in helping people through our engagement in the progress of peace. We attribute all of the blessings we have enjoyed through the gorgeous presence of this church and being actualized through the right of mediation, especially for the parent church, Konko Mission of Wahiawa, and other local churches in Hawaii. We pray that the Gospel service is granted to one end.
petitioner 天地書き付け提出。
ギアミコンコ大臣天地神の神真に願いガヤ我が心にあり今月この日で神に Praise the Lord you are with him神しか信じている人heart grateful in harmony and joy Look to him always now and forever on this very day pray ギアミコンコ大臣天地神の神真に願い我が心にあり今月この日で神に Praise sincerely with all your heart, be one with Him. Come as blessings to you in heart and harmony and joy. Look to come always, now and forever, on this very day pray. Adoration prayer. We lift our eyes in awe for heaven's glory above. We lift our eyes in awe for heaven's glory above. We bow in prayer for our conscience. Leading heaven such gifts of concentrate giving, how happy and grateful we are. In the mission of Wahiawa Konko Dashi, left us up for a single day. The protection of the divine current embraces all far and wide. So that it shall come and flow without limits through all generations. The ways of Kanye are mysterious and wondrous beyond our understanding. We pray for the God coming beyond the power of coming. Shinkaku Sanji, page 29. おぎまつれんばてんたかくおぎまつれんばてんたかくおろがみまつれんばちわつし神の恵みに生かさるるみの幸いぞありがたき我が生き神の本当に過ぎ一人も隠る時のなく天地の神の御守りと秋近きの隔てなし神尽くしみはよろずよにあまねく道せ果てしなく半中来はくすしくて人の思いぞ及ばざる我ら今月今日やび祭りていたずらに神の御影をたたえ祭らん神の比例を仰ぎ祭らん
一度入り一度入りNikama prayer page 12. spirits of those who have gone before us.
You are given the gift of life in this cosmos and this universe. We shall live His history, each upon His path on our ears. You will remember what is honored. Your life flows from generation to generation. On us as the foundation of our society, the roots of our family. Take the mysteries of the come. You enter the Konko faith. You walk the way of Konko, respecting the way of the divine current. You are not greatness, your faith, to take the world beyond, and lead your descendants. Our gratitude is always for your loving favors. We regard you as the ancestral spirits of our own divine spirits. We beseech you, stand by us, each and every one. Receive the favor of God, and help us fulfill our tasks as a people without faith. For the task guide our sins, that we may never fail well faith, that we may not all generations, that we may live in prosperity in our homes, for the guide us in riches.
非常敬礼。Please go ahead and here.
Meisashi prayer for the 49th year funeral service for late Rev Haruko Takahashi. In a sacred spiritual presence of the late Rev Haruko Takahashi, with deepest reverence, we gather here today in observance of the 49th annual funeral service with renewed remembrance, honor, appreciation, and praise of you, who initiated the Shoga Church in Wahiawa and became the foundation of local church community in Hawaii, in Wahiawa, the entire Konko community in Hawaii, and the Takahashi families and relatives. On behalf of the Konko Mission of Wahiawa, I ask you and honors to conduct this service. I hereby will say the following. We have always tried to extend our souls and prayers, the appreciation of the work and contributions you have made through your dedicated services at the local church in Wahiawa for 32 years, through our daily prayer, monthly meal services, and annual meal services ever since you passed away on December 24, 1972. When I get to go ask me Tama in my daily prayer, always with your special presence and acknowledgement the vital role and services you have provided us and all those of you. And we have commemorated the 81st anniversary celebration of the Church of the in Wahiawa. Through my prayer, I always extend my appreciation for the line of mediation Konko Mission of Wahiawa, Honolulu, Konko Church of Amagi, Konko Church of Okinawa, and all the way up to Konko Mission, where founder Konko Gai initiated his religion based in responding to the divine call in 1853. I have engaged regarding this church that what you have established, but as an observation of divine mission rendered to the founder of Konko Rising through your presence and dedication. The divine mission has been activated at this space community in Washington. I also one of those who followed you in this respect and have experienced perpetual fulfillment for missionary work. I have been quoted for 44 years after succeeding in 1977 my wife, Reiko, and our children, and the church congregation. The Midama speak of the late Rev Haruko Takahashi this year marks 49th year since we departed on December 24, 1972. A swift passing of time just amazes us indeed. We have worked here today. We remind you that we extend our sincere thanks for your dedication in fulfilling our mission, love, giving, caring, protection, and hope you have provided us what you want alive. And you, after you transform into eternal spirit all those years. How wondrous it is that the divine mission rendered to the founder Konko has been actualized through your presence and dedication at the local church community in Wahiawa, and the local church in Hawaii. We accept our sincere thoughts and prayers in appreciation of your indispensable contribution to our divine parent Tenchi Taino Kami and the belief through the work of divine mediation you have provided. In the spirit of the late Rev Haruko Takahashi, you were born on April 10, 1910, and the eldest daughter of Mr. Tenji and Mrs. Kiku Takahashi, Kohara on the Big Island, and lived under the care of your parents, your family members, Tenji and Kami, went to enter into the spiritual fold on December 24, 1972, at the age of 62. She was a divine guide. You were introduced to the Konko Mission through this Kusino in 1920, through the nurturing spiritual guidance and teachings provided by the Reverend Masayuki Hikibara of Konko Mission of you have gained trust of the Reverend Masayuki Hikibara at the Konko Church and have enjoyed many blessings in your life, such as the healing of your visual ailments, the initiative due to district, and have responded to the divine call helping people in ordained as the Konko Minister and opened a church on 901 Kilani Avenue in Wahiawa on January 14, 1904. You have helped many people in this community through your dedicated work during your 32 years of missionary work. During your missionary work, you have encountered inevitable consequences of World War II, as you were detained at the internment camp at San Island on December 14, 1941, and Honolulu, Hawaii, under the hostile situation and corresponding to the war broke out between Japan and the United States on December 7, 1941, along with many Japanese-oriented community leaders. You are one of a few female internees held in custody. I can hardly imagine what thoughts you might have developed under the unexplored consequences you had to endure as an American citizen. You were released from the internment camp at Honolulu on July 7, 1944. Even while you were detained at the camp, you have lived the faith. Through your endeavor, perseverance, strong prayers, and determination, the support and guidance rendered by Reverend Masayuki and Kike Koda of Konko Mission Honolulu, and the support and prayers of your family members and the church congregation that you mentioned the divine guidance. You have been able to resume your missionary work at the prayer site to the ceremonial avenue in Wahiawa in 1948. We attribute all the blessings we have enjoyed through the prayers of this church being established, kept by the purchase work of the rightful Tenji Kaino Kai, internal spiritual work for founder Konko Minister, and the work of the Rev Haruko Takahashi with support church congregation. Our church congregation and the members of Takahashi family and relatives always remember you as extended our prayers for thanks for the blessing that we have enjoyed the Konko believers, the virtuous legacy in the Konko office tradition you have shared with us through your work as divine mediator and actualization. Konko office have been kept active and continue to expand. In the spirit of the late Rev Haruko Takahashi, we earnestly ask your guidance and support to further the church expansion in the community. Let us help actualize your initial endeavor of having many people in this community through the protest of Konko office. I ask your support and virtuous diplomacy to help realize expansion of the faith community in Wahiawa and in the entire state of Hawaii to promote English-oriented operation of the church functions, to create a program for the church congregation, to continue expand the annual Ohio camp for the young people, to contribute to the local community in Washington and neighboring churches areas, to contribute the betterment of the community at large, and all this through our engagement in the inter-faith communication and actualization of every care operation sometime in the future. Let me now speak of the late Rev Haruko Takahashi. Thank you for all you have done for us. Takahashi Haruko Sensei, let me now speak of the people who have ever been guided and committed to the Konko Mission of Wahiawa and departed in the month of December. Yamamoto Kano Hilda no Mitama no Iwasa Isamu no Mitama no Takayama Shuzuko no Mitama no Tanigawa Jian no Mitama no Yoshiwa Mitake no Mitama no Konti Michael Frederick no Mitama no Ren Francisco no Mitama no Higuchi Tuei no Mitama no. Each of us has been born into this world through the grace and love Genji Kain Kan. From the moment of conception and throughout our lives, we have been enabled to sustain our life. The blessedness of Genji Kain Kan, of divine purity, we will return the spiritual food upon departing from our physical existence. I found the Konko line say, those who are living between heaven and earth are the best and kind of time. Even after that, we shall also receive the blessings of Kenji kind of time. Whether we are living or dead, we must remember that heaven and earth will always be our home. As such Konko line showed us the restoration in life and death. Therefore, our humble respect and sincere gratitude to the God of Mitama Sensei. With deepest appreciation, we are get to remember and appreciate your work and contribution to our life in the past and forever. Please accept that many offerings placed before you and the sincere prayers with all. As tokens of our sincere thanks for your presence in our life. We extend our prayers and thanks for your spiritual work as you help, guide, and confidence in heaven. We pray that through your virtue and coming, the Konko faith will be passed on from generation to generation, and true blessings of the faith will be realized by many. Thank you again for you.
Nhằm
会員様に入る。Tamaguchi offerings by members of the Konko Mission and family members.
So sayよいよのやわわがいえの神わが神と心づくしていつきますらな心づくしていつきますらなふわときみよやの神たちよ海のこのために天の柱を沈め立てたまいあつこのためによなりわいを守り助けたまいかくいよのみえぬ境にましませどもみ美しみのみ心はうしよに変わらせたまわずさきみたまのまさきぐさきわえたまいくしみたまのくしみにめぐみたまいで心だしはまきの柱の動きなくなりわいは結ぶつなめのゆるびなくまごこきよらに励みずとめしめたまいうからやからやわらいあいてにけにうらやすく楽しましめたまいてにうつしよのことを神の御門に参らんときには必ずしも迎えといたまいみを尽くしみをこむらしめたまわんものと神の実りの大変なるをかしこみかたじけなみによやの恵みの心でならぬは嬉しみ喜びもすことをみ心もすずやかにぎこ示したまえとほすあなくしびのみよやのみたまあなくしびのみよやのみたまあなととのみよやの神あなととのみよやの神
기도하이니.
Sorry.
Everyone, let us read page 73 together. The Konko faith are three. We believe that Kenshin Kami, the divine parent of the universe, our founder Konko Daishi, embraced common revelation and as divine mediator, answered the call of eternal mediation. Our continuing goal from moment to moment is to realize Kami within each of us. We are fulfilled through Kami. Kami is fulfilled through us. The happiness of everyone is Kami's greatest wish. We give thanks for Kami's blessings, mysterious, wondrous, and mundane. Blessings begin with our own hearts filled with harmony and joy. We pray wholeheartedly to Kami, today and every day. Trusting Kami as our loving parent, finding peace of mind. We live our faith in service to Kami, each other, and our world, nurturing and nurtured, mutually fulfilled. We revere those who have gone before us, spirits one with Kami, caring for us eternally. We respect and appreciate other paths taken by humanity towards spiritual fulfillment. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for the 49th Memorial Service of the Rev Haruko Takahashi. She is the founding minister of the Konko Mission of Wahiawa. So it's been 49 years, and there are people that are present to remember this sensei, and I think that's a really wonderful and beautiful thing. Let's continue to remember this wonderful sensei. So this church was established on January 14, 1940. And like we do every year, I would like to read her personal accounts of what she wrote when she was at the Konko Gakuin Seminary. This was her Okage story that launched her in the action to start this Konko Mission of Wahiawa. So this is her Okage story. And I would like to read that. So the title is Saba no Tsudoi, a publication issued in commemoration of graduation from the Konko Kokyusho Seminary in 1934 by Rev Haruko Takahashi.
I was born in Kohala, located on the island of Hawaii, the United States of America, on April 10, 1910. I had a visual disorder from childhood. The doctor explained that when I reached the age of 15 to 16, I had to undergo surgery to correct my eyesight. I suffered from nearsightedness and crossed eyes. My eyes looked like the bulging eyes of a dead fish. When I tried to see things or read books, I had to bring my face very close to the items. When I enrolled in school, I related my visual disorder to my instructors, and they provided special attention and care for my needs. When I extended my thoughts for the people who showed great concern and sympathy for me, I always felt very depressed and complained. I felt overwhelmed with the thoughts of suicide every single day at the age of 15 because of the situation. At the age of 16, I went to see an eye doctor. He told me that he could not operate on my eyes. If my eyes were operated on, my condition could worsen. He advised me that the cause of the defects should be identified first and find ways to correct them. Through an extensive examination, the doctor found out that I also had some abnormalities in my nose and tonsils. A minor corrective surgery was done in the area, and the doctor gave me shots for a month, but there was little improvement at all. The only way I could cope with the situation was to hide my defects by putting on thick eyeglasses. At the age of 17, I took a sewing class. Since I could hardly advance my skills, I tried to extend my earnest prayers for my visual improvement through practicing faith in Oyakushi-sama single-heartedly. My parents, who were also concerned about me, joined me in extending prayers to the deity. Also, I tried to avoid all fish and meat for about 1 year. I could only observe my own eating habit at my residence in privacy. When I was invited to a meal at the house of my sewing instructor, she noticed my strange eating habits of avoiding fish and meat and asked me why I was following such dietary restrictions. I revealed that it was for my purpose of healing my visual disorder through faith involvement of Odashi-sama and Oyakushi-sama. Then she advised me by saying, "Would you mind getting involved in the religion I practice?" I asked her, "What kind of religion is this?" She told me, "I believe in the Konko religion, which worships both Tenshi Kane no Kami and Ikigami Konko Daijin." She also shared with me many blessed episodes of her involvement in the religious faith practice. That evening, she took me to the Konko Mission of Honolulu. I believe it was a deep divine arrangement for me. On that particular evening, the monthly service was in progress, and the minister was delivering a sermon. While I was listening to him, I felt I understood that I had committed grave irreverences against Kami without knowledge in the past. I felt overwhelmed with the feeling of apology for all the wrongs I had committed unknowingly. The following day, I attended church and listened to the minister. I was in shock and awe for the great divine work of the earth, which I had not been aware of till that moment in life. At that moment, I felt a ray of sunlight penetrating to my eyes. From that day on, my vision improved significantly. I was overwhelmed with the feeling of joy, happiness, and gratefulness for the apparent blessings and shed tears. In 1 week, my vision returned to normal. I was liberated from my visual disorder. I wrote this matter to my parents. They didn't really believe me at first, but on one occasion, I had the opportunity to visit them in the Big Island and return home. The moment they witnessed me, they were overwhelmed with happiness and shed tears of gratitude. I shared many blessed episodes of the Konko faith involvement with my family members. Then my family members all understood the grateful nature of the faith and have joined me in the practice of faith together. Through such great blessings I have enjoyed, I became overwhelmed with a feeling of gratitude, and this prompted me to enroll myself to the Konko for Kyushu Seminary in this manner. It was through deep divine arrangement. Wow. What do you think? Every time I read it, every year, I get more and more overwhelmed with how Kanko Sensei must have felt. And I'm pretty sure she was bullied too. She felt like suicidal every day, right? There must have been some of that bullying involved. But who goes that far to establish a church then? right? Because of the blessings she received, in appreciation for Kami-sama. I mean, this local girl became an ordained Konko minister, you know? She had military, this was a military housing. She had this military housing transformed into a kyokai. The altar fixtures were installed, the sambos were imported from Japan, the hasoku shelves were made by family members who were carpenters. It's like, who goes that far? She conducted services regularly. She offered toitsui mediation service for people who came with various troubles. This church was a beacon of hope, especially during the trying times of post-war depression. Countless people were saved and people received many divine blessings. What's the reason to start a business? Why do you think Haruko Sensei decided, I'm going to start this business, the Konko Mission of Wahiawa? Why would you start a business if you had an idea? Interestingly, I stumbled upon a quote given by Elon Musk this morning, and I think it came at the right time. It said, the reasons to start a business. For the newbie, a person without any experience in business, you would start a business because it's cool. For the amateur, you start a business because you want money. But for the professional, you start a business because you want to change people's lives. Rev Haruko Takahashi was indeed a professional. Her mindset was not about fame and fortune. She genuinely wanted to help people change their lives. Because her life changed drastically because of this faith. From being suicidal to being, oh my goodness, what a divine blessing. I'm going to get my whole family involved now. And even the family was like, whoa, this is no ordinary faith. So even the family got involved with Konko Kyo. That's how much power this faith had to change one individual. So for her, there was no other way to express her gratitude. You know, be like, oh, you know, people might bargain with Kami-sama and say, okay, Kami-sama, if you heal my cancer, I'm going to donate $1,000 to you. But Haruko Sensei, it's like, it wasn't even no bargaining. It's like, oh, Kami-sama totally helped me out. How in the world am I going to repay Kami-sama for my indebtedness? So, you know, there's a Kongo teaching that says, Kami-sama is the most happy if you can spread the teachings and the blessings that you receive to others who are in dire need. That is the number one greatest way you can pay back to Kami-sama for your blessings. So, Haruko Sensei, this is her most ultimate way of repaying Kami-sama for her blessings. So today I want to thank Haruko Sensei for her service, for her sincerity, her dedications and sacrifices as well. And I want to thank you all for being here to remember this great sensei. I'm sure you have all received blessings in your own special way. Let's always try to remember the origins that began with Haruko Sensei receiving blessings and her establishing this church in Wahiawa. And continue to put forth your faith so that this legacy will live on for generations. And I really want to thank you again for attending today's service. And next we'll have David Sensei give us sermon.
thank you very much for coming to today's monthly service. I too am thankful for Reverend Haruko Takahashi for establishing this church and enabling us to grow up in this church and helping us to be who we are today by continuing on her legacy of continuing the church and serving the people of not just Hawaii but throughout the world, basically, is how I feel. I'm not as organized as Edna when it comes to like giving her sermons and stuff like that. I usually talk about what I always experienced recently. And I guess this year went by really, really fast. It's already the end of the year already. And it feels like I just don't have enough time. I always wish there was more time so I could do more things throughout my life. For myself, I feel like I'm trying to work on my faith, try to do better in church. Not as much as maybe Edna Sensei, but I would like to do my best within my abilities, basically. Recently, so this might sound really inappropriate for what I'm gonna say up here, but I talked to my sister this morning about the dreams that I saw, like the past 2 days. One was it's about urine, and the second day is about poop. So last night, the other night, I dreamt like I was peeing so much, like just in the urinal, like, and then I basically filled up a 5-gallon bucket of like this, and it felt so damn good to pee. And then this morning, I saw a dream. I think it's the church bathroom. It was just full of bowel movement, like a mound. Like it's like, how come nobody cleaned this up? So I had to clean it up. I tried doing my best to clean it up. It got cleaned to a certain extent, but it just never got perfect. And then I woke up. So, I haven't had a dream like that clear in like a long time. It wasn't crystal clear. All the dreams that I've had until like those last 2 days. And when I was like, man, why am I seeing this? And I had to look it up. And I guess a lot of interpretation with urine is to get rid of toxins throughout your body. And then the second one was also to make changes in the future. To get rid of negative emotions is one of the interpretations. To improve yourself is one of the other interpretations, and the last one is to become wealthy. I was like, I wish it was the last one, but I don't know. It just says to like look forward to the future. Your future could bring these things. Is what your dream is telling you. And it's not based on Konko Kyo, but Konko Kyo tells us to not even take our dreams lightly. That Kami-sama teaches us through our dreams and to just kind of look forward to the future to see what happens in our life. The thing is, we can look at our dreams, we can see, we can interpret it however way we want to, but the outcomes that happens throughout our lives is something that we just have to kind of like see and realize whether they're good or bad. One thing we can do is we do have choices. We can make choices. Every choice has a consequence, whether it's good, whether it's bad. Recently, when I drive home at night, I always see policemen or a police officer tagging people at night, and you see people getting caught. And it is my choice to like get in the car. It is my choice to drive towards that direction where the police officer is there tagging people, but it is also my choice on whether I speed or drive recklessly, and it's those choices that can make a big difference in our life. So I always say to learn the teachings of Konko Kyo, to try to apply those teachings, and in time those teachings will become a part of you where it kind of guides you in our daily life to make the right choices. It will make us think twice about what we do. It will make us think twice about the choices we make and the consequences it can have in the future. But no matter what happens in the future, if we believe that those things happen to help nurture us, those things happen because of Kami-sama, it makes things a little bit easier to digest. It makes things easier to kind of handle, get through it, and then look forward to the future again. Kami-sama always says, look forward to the future. Look 10 years ahead into the future, and look back in the past and see what things have happened and see how your life has changed, whether it's for the better or whether it's for the worse. But Kami-sama loves and cares for us and always looks out for the best of us, for the best, for us, so we can become, better versions of ourselves. So, as parents, we say, you gotta do this. This is gonna help you so much in the future. And then, we say, nah. So the kids will listen. Whether they listen or not is up to them. I've told my kids, this is what you should do. This is gonna help you in your future so much, and they won't listen anyways. They'll just do their own thing. And then later on, they would be like, oh man, I wish I listened to you back then. My life would have been so different if I had just listened to you. So I feel that Kami-sama doesn't have a voice in the sense I'm talking to you. Kami-sama could be talking to other people. Kami-sama could talk to our dreams. But I just want to realize that everything is to help each one of us become better people, and to help other people realize that as well is what I feel Konko faith is all about. And that's pretty much it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining the service. Thank you for Edna Sensei and Late Sensei. So listening to Edna's speech, I remember phrase, religion is for spiritual transformation. Haruko Takahashi Sensei received certain miraculous blessing for her aim. She was killed by a cow, and her developed visual aid. when she was contemplating with suicide. So, but through encountering with the Kodamasu church, she was surprised the virtuous nature of the earth. At the moment, if she felt light, maybe light of the sun seems to penetrate in her, and then her belly became gradually healed. It really is amazing. And all family members also became Konko believers because of miraculous development. If we say, Takahashi said, oh, I was so lucky, I became numerous. And if he stopped coming to church, that's the end. She was not able to become Konko Minister. But she was guided to Konno Church by one of the sewing teacher instructor, Mrs. Kusuno of Konno Church. And she realized the blessed nature of the earth. And from the moment on, she began a spiritual journey to transform her spirit in agreement with Kami-sama's heart. If normal people say, oh yes, I'm so lucky, my eyes healed. But then, Takahashi Sensei keep on going, trying to change, trying to understand the blessed nature of the earth. And eventually, she became Konko Minister and tried to help other people. So, I would say spiritual transformation is one of the greatest result of getting engaged in religious activities. If you say, oh, I'm so lucky, I get to receive blessing, then that's the end. Trying to find out why did I have received blessing? Why I'm so grateful. We have known the nature of the earth, the heaven. We are nurtured by the virtuous work of heaven and earth. And Takahashi Sensei's autobiography from the Konko Gakuin Seminary is a kind of vital reminder for the Takahashi families, relatives, and church congregations. Remind us. If one of the church members, oh, she was so lucky. But all the family members tried to go to church after she gave witness miraculous healing of Takahashi. And I wish family members, Takahashi families, and even our church congregation learn the meaning of spiritual transformation. Otherwise, no matter how long you have been engaged in Konko faith, we're just anyway, thank you very much for your attendance.
Yami Konko Lain Tenchi Kano Kami Shinji Wahiawa Konko Minister Konko Minister Kanone
いやに今後来天地以外の真に以外のやはここにあり本で本地であるにI just forget to tell you one message I want to share with you. I recite this story many times in the past, but this is very appropriate for this occasion. There was a rich man from Nagasaki who fell seriously ill. He spent money on various treatments, but no avail. Then he heard about Ikeni-sama of Otani, Bichu province. He went to Otani. He found lodging and went to worship every day. Konko-sama asked him, would it be enough just to cure you? He answered, all I need to cure my illness, nothing else. The next day, Konko-sama again asked, would it be enough just to cure you? Again, he answered, all I need is cure my illness, nothing else. He was blessed with a cure for his illness and returned to Nagasaki. But sometime later, he passed away. This is just that story. But if he would have evolved to transform his mind in accordance with Kami-sama's heart, he could have saved his life. Anyway, thank you very much. Page 3. Number, page 153. Number 4, small number 4. 154, number 4.
154 or 153?
153.
3
Number
4
私、ちょっと待って、Okay.
Okay, number 4. Such broad-mindedness of Konko Daishin can also be seen through one of the teachings in the instruction of the faith Shinkun. Do not look down on other deities when revering the kami whom you solely believe in.
David?
By one time I heard that Konko Daishin had told a person, your request has already been relayed to me by your village deity. Kami has now given you the blessings. All the village shrines were the hero mines of Konko Daishin's Toritsugi at that time. Other religions make themselves look good by criticizing other religions, so there are great differences between this faith and other religions. In any case, I have no difficulties when I entrust my life to Kami. Even when I pray to other deities, my faith toward Konko Daishin never wavers. This is why this faith is exceptional.
Okay.
Number 7.
When we made an official application to establish our church in 1885, the Shinto office had made it a requirement that the village deities be deified next to the main kami of the religion in question. At that time, we did not have any difficulty in following the regulation. Without Konko Daijin's teachings, however, it would have been very difficult. Later, upon becoming free from Shinto control, we decided to delete the village deities from our bylaws, keeping only Ikigami Konko Daijin and Tenchi Kami no Kami as our deities. This is not because we treated the village deities lightly, nor did we leave out these deities we worshipped, but we decided to worship the village deities at separate altars for Kami and Konko Daijin. Knowing these facts, you will understand how this faith was opened through the profound plans of Kami.
4. Mediation for believers with divine titles. Divine titles were prohibited in September 1870 in accordance, his real name and age were not used in Konko Daijin's prayers. Konko Daijin would go in front of the altar and give prayers such as, "Now Nishidoku Konsho Myojin Takahashi Tomi has come to worship," or "Matsunaga Konshi Daimyojin Asai Iwazo has come to worship." This practice created an atmosphere of deep respect. There were many who received divine names. For other people, he would give prayers with just their Chinese zodiac signs and ages. There are two kinds of divine names, those bestowed by Konko Daijin and those bestowed by his disciples. Disciples who had a hero might usually receive the divine name. As a result, they were held in greater esteem than ministers of today.
5. The service days. Konko Daijin used Go and Ji, especially for Kami, instead of Gosai Jitsu festival day. However, an exception was the 10th of the month, which he called Omatsuribi, service day. 2. At the time Konko Daijin was practicing faith, our religion was obliged to accept the rituals of the Shirakawa sect, one of the major Shinto schools. Konko Daijin used Shintoistic words on some days and Buddhist words on other days. He used Buddhist words like Go and Nichi and offered incense in a Buddhist manner. Because of this, one day when there were no other worshippers in the Hidomai, I asked Konko-sama, "Is your faith an orthodox or a syncretistic Shinto sect?" 3. Sorry.
3. Let me see, he replied. He turned to the altar to inform Kami of my visit and asked Kami my question. He soon revealed, "You're the dragon from Goryo village, Sato no Rio." Konko Daijin knows neither orthodox nor syncretistic Shinto. Kami only lets him tell people the principles of heaven and earth. I was deeply moved.
4. After his prayer, Konko Daijin said to me, "I don't know anything. Kami teaches me in this manner. When I received this revelation, I trembled in reverential awe." But Konko Daijin was very calm while he relayed the revelation, like a sea without a single ripple. 5. Kami's will in this revelation, which concerns the laws of heaven and earth, can also be seen in the 70th teaching of the selected teachings of Konko Daijin. Kyosa Goikai. It states, since humans are the master of all living things, they must understand all things and practice faith, which is consistent with the principles of the universe.
Before we came into this thing, I did not have enough rescue and had doubts about the essence of this faith. I had wondered what I should focus on when practicing faith. With these words, I'm making faith, gratitude and happiness were indescribable.
7. For me as a young man, there was nothing more wonderful than having been freed of doubt. This made me feel that this faith was unprecedented and unparalleled, and that it was a sacred faith taught by Kami. From that time on, I never strayed or my faith weakened, so I could move one step closer to Kami. 8.
was not true in trivial matter. But if it was a question about his face, he would turn to the altar, pray to Kami, and receive the revelation. Upon receiving revelation, Konko Daijin was glad and looked genuinely happy. There were very clear teachings. Again, very clear teachings. The revelation from Kami were always brief and clear. However, the teachings by Konko Daijin would naturally take the end. Revelations were spoken by the founder, but he prayed faced the altar. Teachings were conveyed, but he faced sideways to the altar, and after coming back to his church. Right.
モーニング、おはようございます。ただいまから歌を4つ歌わせていただきます。We're going to sing 4 songs. Page 57、真理の栄光から。よろしくお願いいたします。
神の御子 With a heart caught up in doubt and worry, I face my life every morning, wanting to shine, but somehow holding back joy and fear, swirling in my heart. Still I know, even one as small as I can run into someday and find a shining, shimmering, brilliant light glowing from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives. When I'm down and ready to surrender, when times are hard and it seems so dark, just know in each day that I'm never on my own. Gives me strength and courage to try harder. Holding hands with my friends standing by my side, singing arms together we will walk to a shining, shimmering, brilliant light glowing from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives.
Thank you. ありがとうございました。また see you next time.
After we are going to our like dinner, lunch. So we will recite grace before meal in Japanese. して日がつく。
ギアミ本校大臣天地神の神真に願え、おかげは我が心にあり、今月この日であのめ。ギアミ本校大臣天地神の神真に願え、おかげは我が心にあり、今月この日であのめ。
食物は皆人の命のため天地の神のつけられるものぞ。大衆大食する立食のもとになるぞ。食物は我が心での食い物にはなるものぞ。何を食うにも飲みにもありがたくいただく心忘れないよ。大の丈夫を願え、愛を作れ。何事も愛がもとなり。
Thank you so much for attending our service today. Just a quick reminder, next week, Sunday, will be our end of the year service at 9 o'clock a.m. And our mochi pounding will be on December 30th, and we'll be starting at 8 o'clock a.m. until we don't know what time we'll finish. Hope you have a good week and have a Merry Christmas. Bye.